Hi. Hi guys. I can see you in the mirror, but the problem is now I can't see myself. I've ordered a new tripod. This one is really precarious and I don't want to touch it again. So what I'm going to do is turn the mirror so I can see my face, and I'm going to paint my eye here. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see my eye all the time, but you'll be able to see the painting of my eye. And now and again I'll do this and say hi. Okay. I almost didn't do a video today. I almost put another video up instead that I had done ages ago. Because, I don't know, I was just having one of those days, you know. And I thought I'd just give myself a break. But having decided that, then it seemed like it was an easy enough thing to actually sit down and do a painting, you know. Okay. I mean, I know once I've set myself up, I actually find this process very soothing. So what I'm doing here now is I'm finding the shape of the shadow that sits there between the eyebrow and the bridge of the nose and the eye itself. And that shadow I've just made with yellow ochre. I don't know where my other paintbrushes are, so I'm going to limit it now today to just these two, which is no harm. Let's see how that goes. Because I'm not going to move now and risk toppling that tripod. So here, if I put the palette there, at least you can see the colours that I'm mixing. So that's Viridian green, and I'll put some cadmium red in because I wanted to deepen the tone, and maybe increase the volume of the eye here so that at least that's made a bit bigger too, and that you'll have a bit more to see. So I'm pushing up the paint and lifting so that it paints itself again a second time. And that's one direction of the eyebrow, and this is the second direction of the eyebrow here. I've got my kitchen paper so I can lift off when it gets a bit too dark. Okay. And now I'm going to use the same Viridian green and cadmium red mix. I don't know why I've chosen to do that, but it seems to be working fine anyway. In order to find the direction of the, so I've got the two directions of the eyebrow, and now I'm going to find the two directions of the eye. So the eye, the top of the eye where it meets the light skin above it, goes this way for a while, and then it goes this way for a while, down to the outer corner. And then I'll warm it up a bit, because towards the inner corner, I'm using some alizarin in there now, towards the inner corner, it seems to be a little bit warmer. And there's the inner line of the lid here. And then there's the line of the lid where it meets the socket of the eye out here. There we are. And now I would normally go down to the 3/4 or 1/4 or 1/2 inch brush, but I don't have that, so I'm just using the round brush today. And it's fine. So I'm going to explain the shape of the iris by looking at the white of the eye, the triangular shape of the white of the eye beyond it. And as I look at that, I notice that I could do a second line in the same way as I've got a second line here. There's also a second line in the eye at the outside there. I'll just show you what I'm doing there. I'm talking about these two lines and these two lines. And that's there. Yeah, and then with the eye there's a ledge, you know. So there's the, I use the bigger brush wherever I can. There's the line where the eyelashes extend from the upper surface of the lower lid. And so there's a space between these eyelashes and the iris, obviously. I am going to take the mic off and get my 1/4 inch brush because I find that much better. These brushes, they help me to be more succinct. So that's the one I was using, the 1 inch brush. That's the maybe a 1/2 inch one, and that's probably 3/4, is it? I don't know. And then this is the 1/4 inch brush. The 1/4 inch brush is really good for finding the shape of the iris and things. It's like a good width to describe the iris. Let me just clean it. Okay, and now I'm going to eat into those lower lashes a little bit. And maybe bring in a kind of I could bring in a purplish colour, I think. I would normally recommend, if you're right-handed, that you have your equipment on the right-hand side, but just to make the video a little bit more full, I've put the palette over on that side. Okay, so there's a kind of a purplish hint to the skin under the eye there, which I've made with the ultramarine blue and the alizarin crimson. And I'm putting a touch of it up here too for some reason. I thought that would be a good idea on the eyebrow. Now I'm going to go for the sap green. The sap green looks like that. See that? And the sap green is what I want to use to describe the iris, but with a little bit of ultramarine blue in it, because to me it looks as though the upper lid is casting a shadow onto the top part of the iris. That gives it a bluer, darker colour. So that's where I'm putting the darkest colour there. And then maybe a bit of yellow ochre as it drops down into the green. I'll give it more of a feel of the colour of the eye, because there's a little bit of yellow ochre in my eye too, I see. And maybe a little bit of lemon yellow mixed with the sap green coming down here. I love to use colour to distinguish parts of the eye from other parts of the eye. Even in the skin around it, it's helpful to use colour. Speaking of which, now the upper surface of the lower lid could be given some value, I think. So I'm going to make it with orange. So that's cadmium red and cadmium orange, cadmium yellow mixed together. And that's going to allow me to make kind of a light colour for here. Just very light, with the white of the paper showing through. There, so that's the line that I'm talking about, the light on the upper surface of the lower lid. And I can use the same colour to just fill in some of the space around here. Let's see how much time I have. I'm okay. Just putting a touch of warmth, some reddish. I want to bring something reddish into the inner corner of the eye as well. Yeah. Okay. I could also warm up the skin on the eyelid there a little bit too. Now you'll notice that the white, I am still here. You'll notice that the white of the eye, if you look at your own eye in the mirror, the white of the eye isn't as light as the skin. Well, for me now, this is the brightest part that I'm looking at, and the catch light in the iris is also bright, the shine of the window. But the white of the eye is not the brightest part. So I'm putting some cerulean blue. It's kind of a dirty cerulean blue, really, into the white of the eye, so that it knocks it back, so that it sits into the socket there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And now that the eyebrow has dried a little bit, I'm going to go back up and give it a bit more of the colour I see it to be, which is more Van Dyke brown mixed with the green. So I think that's okay. I'm going to use that to darken this part of the eyebrow, and so help me kind of establish more clearly the composition of the whole thing. You know, to feel the dark of the eyebrow is helpful. I had a lovely walk in the woods there this morning, just on my own. I went out and did a bit of yoga. I need to take Maisie out herself later on. But it was nice just to have time on my own at the start of the day, you know. So those of you who love to get the videos early, I appreciate your patience today. It was really nice for me not to feel like I had to have it out at a particular time just today. But it's good generally to have that routine of getting them out around 10 every day. And myself and Damien are considering doing another 14 days. If you're interested in joining along with us, just turn that upside down there. I wonder if I could show you my eye. That's the eye that I'm painting there now, that you can see. I mean, you can vaguely see it, but yeah. I turned it upside down because I didn't want it to be so dark down there. And now I'm going to do, with the same brown colour, I'm going to bring some more shadow in to the upper lid. And I let that drop down for the pupil as well. Yeah, I've got another couple of minutes. So putting a bit of ultramarine blue in to that brown colour gives me a dark enough colour for the pupil. Okay. And the pupil colour seems to be a good idea up here as well. Okay. Right. And I suppose I could do with excavating out a little bit of the catch light that's in the iris. Just going to bring down those eyelashes and bring this down and over. Just adding in bits and pieces kind of all around now, so I think it's helpful to describe where the iris meets that upper surface of the lower lid.